Hi, welcome to another episode of Gibbon Travelogue. And we are now in this beautiful place called Meteora.
Meteora is a unique and stunning location in central Greece and is famous for its towering rock formations and the incredible monasteries perched on top of them. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the history, architecture, and significance of these amazing structures. The origin of the monasteries dated back to the 9th century when Orthodox Christian hermit monks came to the cliffs of Meteora to find quiet and to isolate themselves. They live in the hollows and crevices in the rock towers, some as high as 1,800 feet above the plain. This great height, combined with the sheerness of the cliff walls, kept away all but the most determined visitors. Later down in the 12th century, a monk named Nikolaos decided to gather the scattered hermit monks of Meteora into a more organized monastic community. He set up rules and canons for the hermit monks of Meteora to follow. With that, a total of 24 monasteries were built on the cliffs of Meteora over the next 400 years. However, from the 17th century, the Meteora monasteries started to decline. Today, of the initial 24 monasteries, only 6 remain active. The monasteries were built using local materials, with the stones of the cliffs serving as the foundation for the buildings. The architecture of the monasteries is unique and impressive, with intricate stonework, frescoes, and carvings that reflect the artistic and religious traditions of the Byzantine era. Let's take a look at the 6 floating monasteries of Meteora. The Monastery of St Stefanos is by far the most accessible monastery, where instead of steps, you simply cross a small bridge to reach the entrance. It is ideal for visitors with mobility issues who cannot use the steps and yet wish to have a real experience of a Meteora monastery. The beginning of the St Stefanos Monastery dates back to the early 12th century when the first hermit monks settled on the cliff. 3 centuries later, in 1545, Hosios Antonios and Hosios Philotios built on its foundations the present Church of St Stefanos. As we enter the monastery, all ladies have to be garbed in a skirt, which can easily be resolved with a scarf that is provided at the entrance. The monastery houses a beautiful garden with a great view of the town below.
Wow, this church is just mind-blowing. Come, follow me. So this is actually the actual chapel, the church itself, and something quite interesting. This is called the talenton, and the talenton is actually a wooden plank used to call the monks here when it's time for service or when it's time for meal. What they do is that they'll just rock the thing and then bang to the column, and then you have this sound. And they liken this to be during Noah's time, when Noah tried to summon all the animals to get into the ark. Then this is also being used to make that kind of sound to get them to congregate.
The Holy Monastery of Varlaam is the second biggest monastery here. Located very close to the Great Meteoron Monastery, it was founded in the mid-14th century by a monk named Varlaam. Varlaam managed to climb up the cliff together with a few others and establish the monastery. This is the second monastery that we visited and required 195 steps to climb to the entrance. As we set foot into the monastery, we were greeted with a huge garden terrace. The view from the top of the monastery is breathtaking, with panoramic vistas of the surrounding mountains and valleys. It's amazing to be looking at these 500-year-old structures built at a place so precarious without modern equipment. On the north side of the monastery is a barrel stall containing a huge 16th century oak barrel that can contain 12,000 litres of water. The main church of the Varlaam monastery is adorned with beautiful frescoes, icons, and intricate wood carvings. The ceiling of the church is also decorated with scenes from the life of Christ. The Monastery of Varlaam is a must-see attraction for anyone visiting Greece. Its rich history, remarkable architecture, and stunning location make it a truly unforgettable experience. The Holy Monastery of Roussanou, located at Meteora, Greece, was first established in the 14th century. It received the name Roussanou, probably from the first hermit monk who settled on the rock around that period. The monastery is one single building occupying the entire available surface of the cliff. It creates the impression that the building was carved out from the cliff as the extension of the rock itself. It was mainly built in 3 main levels in the 16th century, in an effort to increase the available space inside. The main cathedral was founded at the end of the 16th century and was decorated 30 years later by a monk who was a very skillful artist and lived at the Monastery of Roussanou. Compared to other rocks where monasteries were built, the one of Roussanou has a lower elevation, which makes it more accessible. The monastery became a convent in 1988. Today, around 15 nuns live in the small and cozy Monastery of Roussanou. The Holy Monastery of St Nicholas of Anapafsas was founded at the end of the 14th century. The interpretation of the name Anapafsas has a couple of origin stories. The first is that the name Anapafsas was attributed to one of the monastery's benefactors. The second interpretation has to do with the monastery's position. St Nicholas Monastery is the first on the way to the other Meteora monasteries and probably served as a resting place to pilgrims before continuing on. The word Anapafsas means resting in Greek. So St Nicholas of Anapafsas literally translates into St Nicholas, the one who rests you. The way to St Nicholas isn't supposed to be so far and so tough. I suspect we could have driven the car a bit higher before we began our walk up. Once we are up there, we can see that the main church is very much a 14th century church. And features beautiful frescoes. Right at the backyard, there are old pictures of monks going on their daily lives. At the top of the monastery, there is a stunning view of the surrounding landscape of the town of Kastraki.
They're cooking and they're using the traditional way of cooking over the charcoal stove. Good.
Oh, smells good, huh? Sorry. The Holy Trinity Monastery is one of the most photographed monuments of Meteora. It ranks among the most difficult ones to reach in terms of its access, and today it is only accessible by cable car. Those who succeed to reach the monastery will be rewarded with the stunning and panoramic views of the surrounding cliffs and the town of Kalabaka below. The Monastery of the Holy Trinity is perched on a steep and magnificent pillar-like rock which rises precariously some 300 meters above the town of Kalabaka. From the base of the cliff, visitors can easily find the old trail of the monks leading down to the town of Kalabaka. When we were there, the monastery is closed for renovation works, so we didn't have the chance to step inside. But from the outside, it looks absolutely majestic. The Holy Monastery of the Great Meteoron is the biggest and oldest one of all. It is called the monastery which remains suspended in the air, Meteoro, because of the cliff formation of a gigantic rock on top of which it was built.
Hey, look, wow. Right behind us, Great Meteoron Monastery, the largest and the oldest. That's also the last monastery that we are visiting. Anyway, it's closed today, so we are just looking at it from the outside. Wow, quite majestic looking. Okay, and I think that sort of round up the 6th monastery.
Lucky no need to climb 360 steps.
Wow.
All visitors to the Meteora monasteries will come through the town of Kalabaka, situated just at the base of the towering Meteora rock formations. If you're coming from Athens, it will take you approximately 4 hours by car or 3 hours by train. Kalabaka has a population of around 12,000 people. Visitors to this town can explore its traditional architecture, which includes narrow cobblestone streets and houses built from local stone, and enjoy the stunning views of the surrounding mountains and countryside. Most of the visitors will also find good accommodations in this town. During our stay here, we put up at a B&B called Holiday Meteora. There are also many dining options in Kalabaka. Our favourite is Taverna Panalino, where they serve very good traditional Greek cuisine such as moussaka, calamari, beef in red sauce, and milk custard pudding as dessert. Another good restaurant is Taverna Afrosino at Kastraki, where we had some interesting Greek dishes. The floating monasteries of Meteora are an incredible testament to the ingenuity and creativity of humans, and a stunning example of the beauty of nature. If you ever have the opportunity to visit Greece, be sure to make a trip to Meteora and witness these amazing structures for yourself.